Welcome back to Lovecraft Country. I'm so fucking excited. Is this a funeral? Oh no, do not tell me this is Emmett Till's funeral. Oh my fucking god, dude. After looking up what happened to him, I know that the mother wanted there to be an open casket funeral, so I imagine that's why the woman ran out and threw up.
No! What's that smell?
That's fucked up, dude.
Isn't it?
That hits hard, dude. That hits really fucking hard. And this is extra fucked up because Dee doesn't even have her mom anymore. Hippolyta, you said you were gonna come back for her anytime now. It'd be great. I personally feel a little uncomfortable saying the name of this episode. I know it's like a play on the actual slur, but I'm just gonna go ahead and not say that one first.
There ain't nothing to laugh about!
This poor girl. Shit.
It's Hippolyta?
Hippo what?
Hippolyta, dumb shit.
African names. Where'd she go on this trip?
That's not an African name, you fucking asshole.
You didn't tell
Even
me.
if it was, who gives a fuck? Oh, if this motherfucker doesn't die. And it's so exhausting seeing the horrible racism that they're faced with every single episode, every single day. But I'm assuming that's kind of the point. Like, if it's so exhausting for the audience to see it every episode, then imagine how it must feel to actually be black in America and deal with it every single fucking day.
Good luck, cousin.
Not exactly an even trade if you ask me, but whatever.
It doesn't mean you have to give it to him easy.
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
You hear me?
Oh, hell no. Oh, that is really creepy.
Damn sure make him work for it.
Yep, time to go.
Hey! You the maid?
No, she's not the
No, I'm not
fucking
the
maid.
damn maid.
Not if you know her.
Eat shit and die.
Got everyone up in arms.
I don't think I've ever watched a show before that made me want to reach through the screen and fucking strangle people to death before. Oh, this is the first time we've actually seen the potion like work in reverse. Y'all are into some freaky shit. I don't like it. Like, I understand Ruby's just trying to find an escape, but what the hell, dude? This is gonna be awkward. Oh no. Oh no. That's creepy. Fuck that. Fuck this shit, that is so creepy. No. Fuck no.
Why are you here then? If you don't have any fucking answers, why are you here?
Seems like she's trying to help you, dude.
Because she loves you.
And that.
I'm doing this for us, to protect us, our future.
You keep saying that, dude, but you keep
We're surrounded by monsters.
not telling her everything.
I don't have a choice.
I want you to feel guilty for feeling safe next to you and your privilege. With my people, mourning a sweet little boy who was taken from us.
That even on today of all days, you were a woman who wanted what she wanted.
Well, damn, there might be a little semblance of truth there. But I'd say there's a lot more truth in what Ruby had to say. That's very Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh my god, that scared the fuck out of me! Stop doing that! Those little girls have like Jordan Peele written all over them. It's like very us, I feel like. Oh, fuck, that actually scared me really bad.
Lady's pregnant.
Oh.
That's my son.
What? That's crazy.
These are negatives of Titus's pages. They're yours.
What? Why?
If you make Atticus invulnerable. No.
Well, then you don't get the fucking pages.
Wait.
God damn it.
Mark of Cain.
Ow.
My father's invulnerability spell. I was the first to realize you could use it to heal someone.
That's the same symbol that was on, like, William's chest. Normally the dance would not be creepy, but everything about this is so fucking disturbing. They're right behind you. Moo!
I was only there for a second before the woman in the hood came in, shoved the book in my hand, pushed me back through the portal.
With the robotic arm.
Robotic arm?
Inspired
Are they talking about
by his
Beyondcest?
father. Well, it's my intention to do whatever I can to save my son and my grandson,
Aww.
even if it kills me.
We don't know how much.
Two of them have come a long ways.
We can't just
Through all the
them.
trials and tribulations.
And my mama's name is Hippolyta. It's Greek, asshole.
Thank you.
And I'll save you from whatever's following you.
Go fuck yourself. Hell yes.
Fuck you, pig.
Damn straight. She might be my new favorite character.
Stinks in here.
African American girls whose stories don't make the front page of
Oh, I
every
recognize
national
this.
newspaper.
Wasn't that
I represent the African American women who are simply statistics instead of vibrant,
Well, this
beautiful
is
girls that pull up
what's her name?
potential.
Naomi Walder?
For far too long, these names, these black girls and women, have been just numbers.
It's a damn good speech.
I'm here to honor the girls, the women of color.
Damn,
who
I
were murdered
really
at
like Dee.
disproportionate rates in this nation.
Amen.
So wait, did she pay them to like do what those white men did to Emmett Till? Even though we're not seeing it happen to Emmett. Knowing that this is like a light version of what happened to him. How can a fucking human being do this to someone else? Holy shit. Like, I'll give her slight kudos for putting herself through that so she can, you know, sort of a little bit understand why people are so upset, but it was also to benefit herself to see if, you know, her immortality thing would work.
From Emmett's wake.
So I don't give her that much kudos.
Yeah, I know all about magic and how George really died.
Damn, you're just gonna drop that
That white man used
just
to
like that?
I want to create my own space. I can do that with magic. Christina's gonna teach me.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Oh, having trouble?
Now he knows that you do too.
Shit. Oh, that's smart. She'll just draw out what's happening. Oh, fuck. Draw faster. Draw faster. You grab the pipe. See if you can beat the fuck out of these little girls. Here we go. There we go. Square up, motherfucker. Damn straight. Ah, god damn it. Just keep hitting her until she doesn't get back up. No fucking way, dude. That's badass. Yeah, like, don't stop her.
What's wrong, baby?
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
Get your hands up, boy!
There's no way this is how he dies. What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, it looks like the spell worked. Just not in the way you thought it would. Fuck yeah. Get wrecked, you racist assholes. Does it hurt, bro? Hope it fucking does. Jesus. Bye-bye. And I thought these things didn't like light, but it also looks darker than the other ones that showed up before. That was boss as hell. That was a fucking cool episode. So yeah, I really, really liked that episode. I think emotionally it hit really, really hard with the episode revolving around Emmett Till's death. The fact that they kept mentioning him and then him going on his trip, you kind of expected it to happen at some point, but even knowing what actually happened to him and that it was coming this whole time, seeing not only how it affected other people around him, but with the reenactment essentially with Christina, I would say it was definitely one of the more emotional episodes of this show, or of any show I've seen, because the brutal injustice of it all, knowing that the men responsible were acquitted by a jury of all white men who made their decision in like an hour or something, and that those fucked cops even had the nerve of considering to shut down the funeral if they didn't clear out the streets so other white people could drive by. Jesus fucking Christ. This, I mentioned it in the episode, but truly it is so exhausting. The day after day, minute after minute of horrific racism that these characters face and that real black people face every fucking day. And again, I am positive that that is the point that Misha Green is trying to get across with this show. Like, if it's exhausting for me as a white man to see these horrible racist things done to these characters time and time again, then how do you think a black person feels actually experiencing it every single fucking day? Just when you think maybe today's gonna be a good day, there's another black person murdered or tortured or beaten or fucked over one way or another. And like Ruby said, it's so tiring. Like, how can you not see that shit every single day and not be absolutely and utterly tired of it? And another line in particular that I think Ruby said that should really hit home for the white audience, which I don't know if it will or if it'll offend people, it shouldn't. But when she said, like, you should feel guilty being able to sit there and not be scared because of your privilege. If I want to go walk down to the grocery store or the gas station or something at 2 o'clock in the morning or sometime late at night, I'm not worried that a police officer is going to pull me over and potentially fucking kill me. And that's a luxury I have as a white person that black people do not have. And honestly, for that, myself and other white people should feel fucking guilty. But most white people I know like to say, oh, well, you know, I'm not racist and I didn't own any slaves or anything. Like, that's not my fault. And that's bullshit, because whether we like it or not, we are a part of a system that benefits people that look like me and not people that look like Emmett Till. And to not be outraged at that and to not try to do something about that is being a part of the problem. And the fact that we are still at that point 70 years after the stuff that's happened in this show and what happened in real life, it's fucking disgraceful. It is actually disgusting. But I'll get into what actually happened in the episode specifically a little bit more now. And I'll start with Christina's reenactment of Emmett Till's death. And I'm really glad that they didn't choose to show Emmett Till die the way he did, because as much as it is a part of history and sometimes I think people need to see shit like that, I think it is important to not only show stories of black people suffering. And that is kind of a common theme in Hollywood, where they're like, oh, we have a movie that's, you know, about black main characters. but it's about their suffering and all the hardships that they face. And while that is important, I think there need to be more stories about celebrating the successes and the triumphs of black people, not just the horrible shit that they go through. So to visualize what happened to him without actually showing it happen to him, I think was actually a pretty smart choice. But I will say, she got like a moderate version of what actually happened to Emmett Till, because yes, they beat him and shot him and wrapped his neck in barbed wire and threw him to the bottom of a river, but they tortured that poor kid, probably for hours and hours. So she got the light version of what actually happened to him. And like I said, I want to give her kudos for putting herself through that to kind of try and understand where Ruby and everyone else is coming from. But I can't give her that much kudos because ultimately she did that to test her immortality spell. So once again, it wasn't solely for empathetic reasons. It wasn't to truly understand what Ruby and everyone else is going through. It was to benefit herself. And I've seen other people in the comments talk about how she's like the epitome of white feminism, how a lot of white women will ride on the coattails of black women's struggles and try to pretend like all those struggles are their own while reaping all the benefits that other black women don't get. And I completely agree. That is 100% what Christina is. Dee's storyline was absolutely terrifying. Those twin girls were fucking scary as shit. And I'm almost positive that was totally Jordan Peele's idea, because he also does the same thing in Get Out and Us, where like conventionally funny or normal things, like what the girls were doing with the dancing and everything, shouldn't be scary, but in the right context is so fucking unnerving. Like seeing them do that little dance as they got closer and closer with their nails growing out, like it was so fucking scary. I actually think that might be the first or second scariest thing that they've done on this show, so I fucking love that. I also really liked how when Dee was kind of dealing with all that, they had that speech, I think it was from like a couple years ago with Naomi Wadler, where she spoke about black girls being silenced in not just America, but in their own communities as well. And I feel like that was really reflected with Dee in this episode, because there's all these adults running around with their own problems, and none of them really seem to give a fuck about Dee. Like, she lost both of her parents, and now her best friend, and everyone's kind of just wrapped up in their own little world. Like, I understand what they're dealing with, every single one of them is fucking insane, and it is kind of hard to keep track of all the people that need them. So I was glad that Montrose was the one to go and try and save her from whatever was happening, but it seemed like he also kind of unintentionally got her not killed, but caught by those demons. And I don't know what was happening to her arm, but oh shit, I just realized if her arm has to be like amputated because of what happened there, she might be the one with like the robotic arm that gives Atticus the book and pushes him through the portal in the future. That could definitely be it. Maybe not. Maybe it was just Beyonce that he was talking about that pushed him through the portal, but I'm kind of thinking now that might have been Dee. It was nice to see Montrose and Atticus not have a breakthrough, but definitely start opening up to one another and actually discussing the fact that Montrose is gay, the fact that there are a lot of secrets between them, but they have each other's backs. Or at the very least, Montrose has Atticus's back because it's his son and he wants to protect him. And it was also pretty dope that the spell fucking worked. Didn't expect it to work like that, but that was fucking cool. I don't know if that monster is gonna stick around as like his own personal little bodyguard, but if he does, fuck yeah. And even though I'm worried about the consequences of Letty having that protection spell cast around her, it was pretty fucking cool seeing bullets like bounce away from her, and the fact that she ran out to try and get in front of the bullet to save Atticus. So cool. So dope. Oh, and I almost forgot the twist that the Lovecraft Country book was written by Atticus's son. That so fucking cool. That definitely took me by surprise. I was not expecting that. Technical time. Cinematography was very, very good. Particularly the visual effects in this episode with A few things, particularly the monster at the end and the big action sequence that took place there, was so fucking cool. Like, the choreography of the scene and, again, the actual level of the visual effects were so well done. Acting in this episode, for sure, for me, goes to Jada Harris. I think she really let the character of Dee shine in this episode. Like, if I had to pick a character who this one really focused on, it seemed like Dee was the one. But like I said, this did focus on, like, a lot of different characters and storylines, probably the most that any episode has done for this show so far. But she killed it, not only with the opening scene of her being so pissed off and completely emotionally destroyed by the fact that her friend Emmett was killed like that. Not killed, murdered. I will correct myself there. He was fucking murdered and tortured. But seeing the dichotomy of the emotions that she was feeling just in that moment, and then later the fear of the demons that were following her and her anger towards everything else going on around her, either the people lying to her or the white fucking racist pieces of shit that were fucking with her. She was really, really good in this episode, and she's already had a couple moments where I was like, wow, she's got some acting chops. But this one, she definitely was selling it. Like, she's got some real acting chops. I have a strong feeling that she's gonna do well in future projects, whatever they might be. And before I continue with the technicals, I gotta say, favorite scene in this whole episode by a landslide was when Dee confronted Lancaster, and he's sitting there thinking he holds all the power, like, oh, I can make it all stop for you, you just gotta give me this orrery. And she said, go fuck yourself, pig. I was like, yes! Not only would she rather deal with those demons herself than some racist piece of shit, she spit on that motherfucker the same way he used to spit for the curse or whatever. Like, oh, that was so good. Editing and pacing of this episode was very fast-paced. I would argue maybe a little too fast-paced. There were some information drops that they just dropped it and continued on like it didn't just happen, and I felt like I needed a little bit more time with certain things. But I'm not complaining too much. I know there's only 2 more episodes after this one before they hit the finale, and I'm sure they're trying to wrap up the show enough just in case they don't get a second season that it's a satisfying enough ending that it can stand alone as a 1-season thing. But I am praying and hoping that this show gets a second season. I want more. This is too fucking good. And music in this episode was very good. There were quite a few music choices that, again, seemed a little unorthodox. Like, anytime, I don't know what song was playing when the Demon Girls showed up, but it didn't seem like an overtly like horrifying piece of music, but the fact that it was associated with them and what they were doing meant that anytime I heard it, I started freaking the fuck out. Overall, I'd give this episode, fuck it. I'd give this episode a 9.7 out of 10. I think it's my favorite episode of this season. It is so good. They hit everything I wanted. Powerful, strong messages about America, police, and what the black community faces every single day. Some really solid horror moments with the Demon Girls and the racist in general. Really good acting from pretty much everybody involved, but specifically Jada Harris, and again, I think Journey Smollett-Bell, and Wunmi Mosaku. Her scene when she confronted Christina about Emmett was really powerful and really fucking sad, and filled with so much rage that definitely spread to the audience, or at least myself, I think. But regardless, it is some of the best television I've ever watched. And that's about it. Fuck yeah, fuck it up, Hippolyta. Well, it looks like she got her wish. She got to kill some white people. Holy shit.